Hello, all you iLearn 3.0 users. We have a good treat for you today. Discuss iLearn 3.0 and the problems that it has, and hopefully make some suggestions that you can make it better. I know my own personal use of iLearn 3.0, I had a lot of frustration and anxiety, sometimes not knowing when something is due or if I missed an assignment, and then finding out later that I did miss an assignment. This is about how we can make it better, and then of course some of the problems with it. We also gave some surveys of students, and we'll get their feedback as well. So here we go. So 3 ways to make a more functional iLearn 3.0 calendar. First, we're going to compare several calendar apps. Then we're going to go over the methods for determining our issues with iLearn 3.0. Then we're going to discuss our findings, the actual and the expected findings. So we're going to compare the applications now. So you used 5 applications for this. First was Essential PIM, Win Calendar, ViewMinder Lite, Principal Cal. These 4 programs right here are free. You can download them off the internet. I found them at cnet.com. And of course, we have Outlook 2016, which is part of the MS Office suite. Or if you're an online student at BYU Idaho, actually you get it as part of your email. So we have a comparison chart, and we compare these. You see that most every one of them has a calendar in it. But we would like to be able to do appointments, tasks, and notes as well. And Outlook 2016 is the only one that have it. And the iLearn calendar does not have any of these at all. So it's some things we like to add into the iLearn calendar to make it better. So our methods for determining the iLearn 3.0 issues are, there are 2 steps we use in determining the issues. First, as I said earlier, our users' feedback through surveys and the personal experiences of the authors of this report. So the feedback, survey of students, and a survey of teachers. A survey of students had 5 questions. The 5th question was actually a comment section. So question number 1. How important is it that there exists a main and/or individual class calendar for assignments and due dates? So the surveys were given to both BYU Idaho and Pathway students. And both BYU Idaho and Pathway students said it was very important that they have a calendar for these due dates. And then 80% said it was important, and 10% said it was somewhat important. 8% said it was very important, and 10% said it was just important. Question number 2. Overall, I'm very satisfied with the way iLearn 3.0 displays all of my due soon assignments. Only the Pathway students strongly agree that, or are satisfied with it. But most of them are fairly satisfied with the way it works. And a total of all of those surveyed, 35% somewhat agree that it does display everything correctly. And 10% strongly agree that it does work right, works well. Question number 3. It's a little different question. You had to actually use iLearn 2 and 3. If you haven't used 2, you can answer this question. So this is only for those that use both and comparing the 2 together. So knowing what the assignments are due, the Pathway strongly agree that they know when assignments are due, but most of them somewhat agree. And a total of all, 28.6% said 3.0 was actually worse than 2.0, and 57% said it was about the same. And question 4, have you ever missed any assignment at all because you didn't know when it was due? Both pathway BYU Idaho students said yes, they had missed an assignment because they didn't know it was due, but most pathway students said they had not. And a total of all, 57% had missed a due date, and 43% had not missed any due dates. Those are good ones. So we also surveyed 2 teachers. The first teacher said that it should be simpler, make it easier on the students. The second teacher said that it should be eliminated altogether because in the workplace there is no assignment tracking tool, and college is here to actually get you ready to go in the workplace, so not having that would be just like being in the workplace. So the personal experiences of the authors. All the authors have used iLearn 2.0 and 3.0, so we know a little bit about how they work. So first one is hard to see what is due from the calendar views. So we have this calendar right here. The only thing that we see due is a week 13 presentation. That's it. You actually have to scroll down to go to see if there's anything else to do. The next one is, it's about the checkboxes. At the bottom of the page right here, there's a checkbox. The checkbox just shows that you've looked at it. It has no relation to whether or not you completed the assignment or not. And then the grade notices and the reminders are all mixed together. Like at the top right here, we got this 0. So if we didn't take it, but the one below that shows that we have a feedback and it ends on Monday, December 5th. So all that stuff's all mixed together. It's a little confusing to know. So we had our discussions of our findings, our actual and our expectations. So we expected to get these top issues. A cluttered screen, easy to miss an assignment, inadequate reminders, and it was difficult for the instructor to set due dates. But the actual findings were these. Most had missed an assignment due to iLearn at least twice. This one might be due to the classes having different formats for reminders and calendaring. Some classes didn't use any reminders at all. Some classes had multiple reminders for each assignment, so which one do you know to use? And of course, all this makes it very confusing for the students. Some don't even like the iLearn assignment reminders and calendaring functions. As this quote here, because I use a day planner, I had to write everything down. Or they'll forget because they don't know anything because it doesn't work right. And some did not even see a significant difference between iLearn 2 and iLearn 3. Several were frustrated with the variations of the iLearn class setup as seen in this quote. All iLearn classes should be in the same format for consistency in using the system. Because each class can make it any way they want, and so one class can be different from another class. It's just very confusing. So in conclusion, iLearn 3.0 has issues. It works good, but it needs to be better. Most students surveyed said they had negative experience with iLearn 3.0. The authors even had personal experiences. Me, myself, I've missed several assignments because I didn't know when it was due. I read the material and had to go do something else and came back and missed the assignment because I forgot it was there and didn't show up anywhere else, only in that reading. And we can incorporate some of the other features that we saw earlier, like notes and calendars, maybe the ability to email stuff, to make it more user-friendly. And that's most students that miss at least one assignment. I know I missed a couple. And fixing iLearn 3.0 would increase students' confidence and help them not miss as many due dates. The authors of this presentation were Foster Nuffer, Kelly Johnson, Timothy Harris, and Jason Pressure. And we appreciate your time and consideration of our proposal to enhance the iLearn 3.0 calendar. If you have any questions about this, you can please feel free to contact us via email. Thank you, and hope this will help you to understand the problems with iLearn 3.0 and how to make it better. Thank you.